In this video, I'm going to be explaining everything related to your study. Well, the first question that the visa officer may ask you, very simple, very basic, and I believe that everybody knows it. The question is, what's your university name? But trust me, many students they don't know their university name properly. Sometimes they fail to pronounce their university name accurately. Try not to do that because it may ruin your profile. If you are a genuine student, definitely you need to know the university's curriculum and university systems and the name, obviously, right? So even the abbreviation from or the full form of your university name, you have to know both of them, right? Also, they may ask your program name. Well, they may ask you in which program will you be studying in that university. In that sense, again, many students make a lot of mistakes when they're telling about the program. So if it is a bachelor program, tell them in a full way, right? So my program name is, or the name of my program is Bachelor of Business Administration in the field of international business, or whatever the program is. Try to say it in a full way, right? And say it nicely with a nice clear pronunciation. One suggestion that I can give you here, whenever you're asking or you're being asked name of something, it can be your name, it can be your university name, it can be your program name, your sponsor's name, whatever the name, try to speak it slowly because this name is quite new to your visa officer, right? He never knew or never heard this name. So try to speak every name a little bit slowly because so that it makes understandable. For example, my university name is Lab University of Applied Sciences in Lahti. So try to speak a little bit slowly when you're speaking, but definitely the best way is to go with the natural way, right? If you're naturally speaking fast, it's okay. It's okay to speak fast. There's nothing wrong about it, right? You don't have to change your intonation or you don't need to change your tune of language. It's okay to go with your original language. That's completely fine. Well, the next thing that they may ask you about the location of your university. I mean, where is your campus located? Or where is your campus situated? They may ask you a little bit different way, like in which campus will you be best one? Or the same questions you might be asked in different way, but try to understand what you are actually asked, right? And tell them the location, just simply, clearly, in a very short way because oftentimes visa interview situation is a little bit rush and they may have a lot of applicants in that same day and they need to interview all of them applicants. So in that times you don't need to explain thoroughly everything if they don't require any, right? So try not to have the explanation mentality, rather speak clearly and concisely. This is really important suggestion. Also, they may ask you, where did you get the information about this university? And oftentimes, students usually say that from Facebook, from Google, or from, but it's way better to tell an actual reference. For example, you have a connection with a friend who has previously studied in the same program in that same university who suggested you to study there because you know things practically, then they value your profile, right? On top of that, these two important questions that you need to prepare before the visa interview. The first one is, why are you interested to study in this program? And the second one is, what attracted you most about the university? That means your motivation of study. Many countries require motivational letter, but especially in Finland, it is not required to have your motivational letter. So in that questions, you need to express your motivation, your purpose of study. What are you gonna be in the future? What will you do right after completing this course, right? So you need to have a little bit elaborative answer in these type of questions. But believe me, you will not be asked these questions because these are less important compared to your sponsor related questions, because those questions are significant for you to get the visa. However, if you want me to write your answer, you can comment down below so that I can write your answer. And I can also help you to get the personal interview, right? I can help you to take your personal interview, whether your interview is correct or not. And to cover all of these answers, I would recommend you to visit your university website so that you understand and get to know a lot of practical information or genuine information about the university, especially the university's QS ranking. Is it in a better position? Try to tell it. You might be surprised to hear that the most important question about your study is your year gap explanation. Oftentimes, students from Bangladesh usually takes a lot of time before they apply for the visa, because after intermediate or after bachelor, they may do something else. They may prepare for the IELTS exam. They may not get the admission quite easily. So it takes or it consumes a lot of time. Maybe 2 years or 3 years year gap usually happen. So how you're going to explain your year gap? They will surely ask you about it. For example, well, you completed your last academic year in the year of 2022. What did you do after that? Where were you involved yourself after that? Why do you want to study at this moment? What motivates you to come back to the study or education field once again? These are the questions that relates with your year gap. And I would definitely encourage you to prepare these questions, have a strong and valid reason why you actually detest yourself from the education and what makes you feel to come back to the educational field once again or at this age. This is really important. Again, if you want me to write your answer, you can reach me out. I can help you to prepare those answers. And obviously, I can give you a general answer sheet in this video's comment or description box so that you can have a look on it, what kind of questions, answers that you need to prepare before the interview. But definitely every profile is different, right? So your profile is not going to match with someone else's profile. So you need to make your own answer by yourself. And I believe that most of you have your IELTS score. Most of you have a very good English proficiency skill. So you need to know, so you definitely know how you make your answer, right? So you need to have a written answer, but never, I said never memorized answer, because memorized answer is not appreciated. If they find you that you memorized everything, they may start making paraphrasing and giving you more difficult questions. So try not to memorize everything. So it may ruin your impression again. But if you're well prepared, if you're fully and entirely prepared for the visa interview with a written form of questions answers, absolutely it will help you to speak better in the real moment. They may also ask you about your study structure. For example, how many credits do you have to complete in? What's the duration of your course? When your class will be started from? Right. These are the questions about your study structure and also about the study contents. What are the skills that you are going to learn from this course? And do you think that the skills will definitely help you to your future career or not? These are the questions that are also important about your study. If you're applying for the master, they will ask you the skills, the work skills, about your job skills. For example, where have you been working? Or is your job skills matches with the following master's program? Or if it doesn't, so why do you want to switch your career from social science to business? Why do you want to switch your career from there to there, right? So you need to have a strong and valid reason for it. They may ask you, would you like to stay in Finland after completing your graduation? Or they may ask you, where would you like to see yourself after 5 to 10 years? But technically, they would actually want you to know that do you have a plan to be permanent there or not. So in that sense, it's way better to tell them that you have a plan to return back to your country. And they may ask you about your family ties. I mean, are you planning to go with your family or not? Are you planning to take your family with you or children with you or not? If you're planning, then why are you planning? Or what will you do? What they will do in Finland? Or what they will do in Finland? What would be their responsibility? How are you going to manage everything beside your study? Right. They may also ask you about the entrance exam. I mean, did the university take an entrance exam? What was the exam type? What was the question patterns? And how was your score? How you participated in that exam? Did you apply in that exam by yourself? And which Gmail address you process your file? Or what was the exam pattern? How many questions were there? These are the common questions about the entrance exam. Also, they may ask you, before applying in Finland, did you apply in any other countries or not? Or they may ask you, what kind of job are you planning to get for your future? They may also ask you, how is this degree useful in your home country's job market? Or what makes this program unique compared to other? Or what skills do you want to gain from this course? Or how will this degree help your future career in your home country? How does this program match your previous studies or work experience? Do you have any plan for further studies like PhD or master's after this course? What is the total tuition fees and what have you paid so far? Who is financing your studies and why? Do you plan to return to your country after finishing your studies? Why? How good are your English skills or academic study? Are you ready to study in a foreign classroom with a different culture? How and when did you receive the result? What is your academic goal or planning? How will you spend your vacation in Finland? Will you come back to your country during vacation? How will this degree help your future career in your home country? So these are the questions. I know it's a bunch of questions, and you might be overwhelming. Oh my God, my visa interview is so difficult. But trust me, it's not that difficult. If you know about your university's program in a very informative way, whatever the questions comes, you can make it up. So I will give you the whole PDF of this question list and with the answer as well in the description box so that you can understand each questions thoroughly and you can practice them by yourself. And I would definitely recommend to modify a little bit with your own language, right? Try to speak it in your own language. In the next video, and I would say the most important one, even the more important than the study related questions, that is about your sponsor, your financial stability. So, if you really want to get your visa, watch my next video. This is going to be super important.